Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dirt and Turf Podcast. I am, of course, Cobra, and joining me is Cat, and Tyler will be with us shortly. He's, of course, once again, late.
He's eating food.
Yeah, seriously, come on. Tyler, look, we moved the podcast later to try to accommodate everyone, but even Tyler abuses the time. Great. Hi, Kat. How we doing?
Hey, guys. Cobra especially. It's going well up here. We are a couple days away from a baseball camp for my oldest, and our local county fair is coming up. And of course, the All-Star break is coming up.
Absolutely. The All-Star break is coming up, but that doesn't mean the games of the weekend stop, because there are games of the weekend before the All-Star game absolutely begins. And so the All-Star game is very interesting. Let me pull up the All-Star game lineup. All-Star MLB roster. So
I'm gonna Orioles are going.
Yes, 2 Orioles we have, and so here we go. So starting in the AL in the American League, our starters are Ali Rutschman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Marcus Semien from the Texas Rangers, Jose Ramirez from Cleveland, Gunnar Henderson from Baltimore, Aaron Judge, although he opted out because he's a whiny little bitch baby. Juan Soto, also from the Yankees. Stephen Kwan from Cleveland. And Jordan Alvarez from Houston. Our reserves are Salvador Perez, Kansas City. Carlos Correa, Minnesota. Josh Naylor, Cleveland. Isaac Paredes, Tampa Bay. Willie Castro, Minnesota. Jordan Westberg, Baltimore. Bobby Witt Jr., Kansas City. Jared Duran, Boston. Riley Green, Detroit. Anthony Santlander, Baltimore. David Fry, Cleveland. Our starters...
Santander,
sorry. Our starting pitchers are Tyler Anderson, Corbin Burns, Garrett Crochet, Logan Gilbert, Tanner Hook, Seth Lugo, Cole Reagans, Tarek Skubal. Those are our starters. Our relief are Emmanuel Clase, Clay Holmes, Andres Munoz, Mason Miller, Kirby Yates, Jose Altuve, and our unavailable are Jose Altuve, Rafael Devers, and Kyle Tucker. And by the way, there is, in case you're wondering, there is an Oakland Athletic. That was Mason Miller of the Oakland Athletics.
That's amazing that Oakland...
To be fair, Kat, that is actually a rule of the All-Star game. Every team must be represented.
Which I like, but for it to be a relief pitcher, for me, is what is the shocking thing.
That's how Aaron Crow ends up being an All-Star. Aaron Crow, a pitcher who showed his ass at a Wilmington Blue Rocks game in front of my dad, who was sitting in the bullpen.
Oh my Lord.
Aaron Crow. All right.
That is next level. That is absolutely next level.
Don't get me started on Aaron Crow, what he did in front of my dad. My dad was celebrating his 5th year driving to Wilmington Blue Rocks, and he threw out the first pitch. And they told him to hang out. They told him to hang out in the dugout, because he knew him. Their friend. He was loud.
Yeah.
So he showed his ass because he was having a bad day. All right.
Tell me you are a man-child without telling me you are a man-child.
Yep. Well, he'd end up long in the league anyway. He only lasted like 2 or 3 years, then he was done.
Jeez.
Yep. So, and for the National League, starting catchers, William Contreras. They have Bryce Harper, Kettle Marte, Alec Braum, Trey Turner, Christian Yelich, Jurickson Profar, Fernando Tatis, and famous responsible gambler Shohei Ohtani.
I can't. Like, when you're a fan of somebody and
however, I think he might opt out. He might pull the Aaron Judge treatment and might opt out of this. I don't know. I don't care.
Because we're very sensitive baseball players these days. We can't get injured.
Pretty much. Or he just can't take the booze because he knows they're coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, now for the reserves. Backup catcher, the Fresh Prince of Los Angeles, Will Smith. Then you have C.J. Abrams of Washington, Pete Alonso from the Mets, Luis Arias from San Diego, Mookie Betts, Ellie De La Cruz, Freddie Freeman, Ryan McMahon from Colorado. Again, have to follow the one player per team.
Right.
Teoscar Hernandez from the Dodgers, Jackson Merrill, Heliot Ramos, San Francisco, Brian Reynolds, Pittsburgh, Marcelo Zuna from Atlanta, and Tyler. No, Tyler isn't back yet. I was wondering what that yay was. So that is. Oh, I forgot the starting pitchers. Starting pitcher from the Reds, Hunter Green, Shota Imanaga from the Cubs, Reynaldo Lopez, Atlanta, Chris Sale, also from Atlanta. You got to have this legend, Paul Skeens from Pittsburgh.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, legend. Ranger Suarez, Logan Webb, the Giants, Zach Wheeler from Philadelphia. Relief pitchers, Ryan Helsley, then Jeff Hoffman, Tanner Scott, Matt Strom, and Robert Suarez, and unavailable is Tyler Glasnow. Oh, and by the way, to answer your question, Kat, was also a Chicago White Sox. And that was Garrett. That was Garrett Crochet.
Oh man.
You feel bad.
On one hand, to be chosen is still an honor to represent your team and your fan base. But on the other, like, will all of these guys see playtime? No.
No, not all of them, sadly. But hey, you made it to the All-Star game. It's an experience.
It certainly is.
It's definitely an experience. It's a chance to show off, have fun. I mean, because realistically, that is what baseball is. It's a game. Exactly. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. And so, now we must get to these standings, and before we get to the standings, we would like to thank our affiliate sponsor, Smackin'. Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. I always, the Dirt and Turf podcast always say, grab your seeds and grab your gum. Well, we're glad to be represented by Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, who are changing the market on sunflower seeds. Not only do they come in the big pouches, but they also have these small individuals just for your little leaguer or for your college or for going up into the big leagues. Check out Smackin's wonderful flavors like cinnamon churro, cracked pepper, dill pickle, and ranch. Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Changing the game. All right. So now
I need those cinnamon churro ones.
I want to try those as well. I'm not really into sunflower seeds because, I still find it difficult to crack them, but
yeah, hey, oh man, that's like the worst part. So I end up sitting there just, gnawing on them.
Yeah, it is the worst part about it, but if you can get it, it's a good time. All right, so now we're going to get to the standings. We're going to start with our favorite division, according to Kat and Tyler,
The AL East.
the AL East. And at the top is the Baltimore Orioles, and Kat is cheering like a schoolgirl. Yep. 57-36 with a 613 win percentage. Although in their last 10, they're 4 of their last 6.
Yeah.
4 of the last 10. Sorry about that. 4 of the last 10. And I think, bad news, they're losing to the Yankees 3-1.
Well, that's for now. The Yankees are still 2 games back, though. So
yep, but this is an opportunity to close that gap. Speaking of,
it sure is. It sure is.
Yeah, as Kat said, the Yankees are 2 games back, 56-39, with a 589 win percentage, and they're also skidding 3 of their last 10.
Man.
But surging right behind the Yankees and getting closer is the Boston Red Sox. 51-41, 554 win percentage, 8 of their last 10. If you're a Red Sox fan out there, you got to be happy that the Sox have found their stride.
Right in time for the All-Star break.
Right in time, and you hope they keep momentum because this could propel them right into a wild card spot. And,
I think Boston is absolutely going to be in that contention.
I think so. It's either them or Kansas City, and we'll get to them. And the bottom feeders of the AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays, who just realized that they're not going to have any help in their former All-Star wonder Franco.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. Wander Franco, you are a piece of shit. You deserve whatever you get, wherever that.
Whenever you get it.
Yep, exactly. I won't elaborate what he did, but all I gotta say is this: we and the Dirt and Turf podcast do not condone those actions.
No.
All right. Yeah. But they're 5 of the last 10, 46-47, just below 500 with a 495 win percentage.
That's still respectable.
Still respectable. And of course, the Toronto Blue Jays, also 5 of the last 10, 43-50, 462 win percentage. They're 14 games back, rounding out the bottom of the AL East. Now for the AL Central. A team that's actually doing better. Yep, Cleveland is doing a lot better than the Baltimore Orioles. 57-35, 621 percentage. They're 5 of the last 10. Good. And next is the Minnesota Twins, channeling their Aaron Rodgers, future Minnesota Viking, who will be Brett Favre 2.0. A reminder that football is coming, so yeah, the hard count is coming, and we're excited to come back. Hopefully, it'll be Ben, Cobra, Tyler. We're gonna be here. All right. So 53-40, 570 win percentage, 7 of their last 10. Good job, Twins.
Wow, look at them.
Right behind them, though, who are no slouches, are the Kansas City Royals. 51-43. 543 win percentage, but 7 games back. 5 of the last 10. I think they're currently winning their game. I think. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, they're beating the Red Sox 5-1 as of right now. Now the Detroit Tigers, they've bounced a little bit. They've bounced up a little bit. 45-49, 479. And that's not too bad. That's not too good. But they're 7 of the last 10, and you got to be excited about that. And of course,
if you're a
Detroit fan, you just hope they can be a spoiler and get one of those wild card spots away from the Kansas City Royals or any other team.
Wouldn't that be great?
And of course,
the Chicago White Sox. Don't we have a mercy rule somewhere? Like, somewhere, anywhere?
No, No,
When
unfortunately,
you got a
because
win percentage of 284
yep,
and you are
and you've
27-68.
with only winning 3 of your last 10. I mean, you're lucky you have that all-star role, because I'm pretty sure your team is made out of plumbers and Make-A-Wish kids.
Or something
and
that shouldn't be playing baseball.
And that's an affront to the Make-A-Wish kids. I am so sorry. You don't want to be a Chicago White Sox. Next is the Seattle Mariners. Yep, the next is Seattle Mariners. Yep, the AL West. The Seattle Mariners, 52-43, 547 win percentage. 5 of the last 10, though. You need to step it up, because the Houston Astros are stepping it up.
They are
49, right behind them.
Right there.
2 games back, 49-44, 527 win percentage, 7 of their last 10.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the Astros under the Rangers at one point?
Yes, they were. They were at that point, I think, 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, it hasn't been long.
Yeah, you can't rest on those laurels. You can't.
No. Nope.
Speaking of the Texas Rangers, 44-49, 7 games back with a 473 win percentage, but they are also 7 of their last 10. So they could surge back up. Right underneath them is the fallen Trout Angels, 38-55, 409 winning percentage.
How the mighty have fallen.
Well, I mean, this is what happens when your team is one-dimensional. They're just Mike Trout and everything else, and everything else is just scrubs. They're 2 of their last 10. And you can't do that with the Oakland Athletics. And you would think, you kind of wish that their owner wasn't such a cheapskate, because, with this being their final,
lot of things for these teams that have such terrible winning percentages
or such terrible ownership, but
such terrible ownership. The Orioles used to have terrible ownership.
Yeah.
Okay. The Angelos family was not,
Yeah, let's put butts in the seats by bringing in Slam and Sammy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that didn't work. You had you had Jose Bautista at one point. Joey Bats.
Yeah.
The creator of the greatest home run.
Some of these people that we should have never, ever, ever let go, and yet we're still paying Chris Davis money.
Well, yeah, you're also paying Bobby Bonilla money too.
I think everybody's paying a little bit into that one.
Oh yeah, especially Markakis.
I do like Markakis though. I've always liked him. He's a class act. Does a lot for the community.
Yep. All right, and speaking of the anti not doing anything for the community, the Philadelphia Phillies. There was a bit of an incident in Philadelphia that was very gross. I hope they find that guy. But speaking of that, the Philadelphia Phillies, 61-32, 656 win percentage, the best team in baseball, 7 of the last 10. It's almost like they can't be stopped.
Well, it in football, you can take a look at your schedule and you can say, hey, that's a really easy schedule, or hey, that's a really difficult schedule. In baseball, it's like you have waves. You have a difficult wave, you have an easy wave.
And also to be fair, baseball is one of those things where, sometimes your bats are hot, sometimes they're not. Sometimes your pitchers are just blowing right by them, and other times they're just serving cookies like they're Gilberto Jimenez.
Yeah.
Right. And but coming up right behind the Philadelphia Phillies are the Atlanta Braves. Injured as they are, they're still putting up a good fight. 51-41. 554 win percentage. 5 of the last 10. They are 9.5 games back, but it's the Phillies.
Yeah.
And another team that is surprisingly surging is Lowell Mets. Normally about this time, Urinating Tree is releasing his Haters Guide to the All-Star Game, and Lowell Mets is always being made fun of.
Oh, yeah.
Also accompanied with a compilation of injuries and, wow, just a lot of failures. But right now, they're 47-45, just a little above 500, 13.5 games back, 6 of the last 10. That's
not terrible.
Not terrible, but they could be better. And speaking of a team that could do better, but right now are just a little bit undercooked, and that is the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say this: the Washington Nationals are undercooked. They have great talent. They have great talent. They just, I don't know what it is. They're just not ready for prime time yet. So they're 42-52, 447 win percentage, and 3 of the last 10. That, see what I mean? That's why I say it like that. And right behind, and then last of the NL East is the Miami Marlins. 32-61, 29 games back, 2-8.
29 games back.
2-8, 2 of their last 10. Look, if it weren't for the White Sox, they'd be the worst team in baseball.
I think one of these days we just need to talk about the worst teams and what they could do to improve.
We'll probably.
Not that I think they'd ever listen to us, but it'd be fun anyway.
To be fair, I think we're going to do that when we get ready for the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Playoffs? Kidding me with this? Playoffs? Yeah. Mora forever will be known for just that.
Forever.
Sadly, even though he was a pretty good coach.
Yes.
All right. And now the Central. And in my opinion, who I think is going to be a playoff underdog, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers.
If they don't make the playoffs, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I will be shocked.
I want the Milwaukee Brewers to be an underdog I want to make the playoffs, be an underdog, because I want a fight club. I want playoff fights. Treat baseball like it's hockey, Milwaukee. Bench clearing brawls in the first game of the playoffs. Let's go.
They would love that.
I would love that. I would love that.
There was some playoff game that the Orioles were in, and I only remember that Cal Ripken was in it. So it might have been in 88 because he was still young. He was still young.
And I wasn't even born yet.
I was 4 years old. But I've seen footage of it, and my dad, when he was still with us, I showed it to him on YouTube or something, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that game." And he starts running down the whole game for me, and he said one of the reasons that I remember this game so well was because of the fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Brewers have a lot of fire and a lot of fight in them, and they're not going to let this season just die.
No. The Brewers are going to fight for their division, even though the St. Louis Cardinals are right behind them. 48-44, 522 win percentage, only 5 games back, 6 of the last 10 though.
No, it's not bad.
And right behind them. Oh no.
Do you want me to say this one? I'll say this one.
Yeah. So we can avoid it. So we get through it as quick as we can, because I hear an Iraq just a Yenzer talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are as good as the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are going to Super Bowl. Someone get the Iron City beer for him. Get him away. No, you're not taking me away. No. Pirates are going to Super Bowl. He's drunk. He's drunk.
Pirates are going to the
All right.
Super Bowl. Okay, Yinzer. Okay.
Yep. All right. As I
I
said,
tried.
yeah, we tried. We tried. But he's here. The Pirates, 45-48. Not bad, realistically. Only 8 games back in the middle of the division. 5 of the last 10. You know, hey, they have a legit shot. Just like the Reds and Cubs, who are tied.
That is
they are mirrored.
Insane numbers right there.
Yeah. Both of them are 45-49. Both of them have a 4.79 win percentage. Both are 9 games back, and both have won 6 of the last 10.
That's so
I wish
funny.
I were kidding on that. That is mirrored. That is insane.
They're watching each other. They're like the runners at the end of the race, watching each other, and they're just going stride for stride.
Pretty much. Yep.
Except we're in the middle of the race.
Yes, we are. And speaking of, and we're moving away from the Central to the West. We have
your favorite team.
Yeah, Rob Manfred rigging it for his favorite team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. 55-39, 585 win percentage. However, in their last 10 games, they've only won 3 games. Hopefully this means a monumental collapse for Rob Manfred's favorite team.
Wouldn't that be great?
One of the men single-handedly responsible for ruining the game of baseball. Rob Manfred.
You always hold back on your opinions, Cobra. I don't think that's healthy.
No, I'm not going to hold back on Rob Manfred. Okay, he is single-handedly destroying baseball. Let's Shohei Ohtani walk for being a famous, responsible gambler.
Oh, I know it.
He wants to, he's wanting to destroy the minor league system, which I think is absolutely terrible.
It is, especially since, LA gets so many of their players because of the Orioles farm system.
And not just the Orioles, from other farms as well. And, and he was he was very lackadaisical on Fanatics and Nike for their crappy uniforms that he's also responsible for.
He is just counting his money, and the rest of us can go kick rocks.
Exactly. And of course, he is also responsible for the Oakland Athletics situation because he doesn't vet who owns these franchises.
Yeah,
and what they're doing fiscally responsible. We have almost had a strike multiple times in baseball because of Rob Manfred. Because he refuses to negotiate responsibly with the CBA. Anywho. Next.
This is why you can't hold it back, Jason. I can't.
Just let it go. I can't. This is what we do. All right, the Padres.
Padres. Padres.
Yep, 49-47, 510 win percentage, 7 games back.
I mean, they have a shot too to be there for the wild card race.
Yes, they also have a chance to finally quote finish the story because they're always the Dodgers' little brother. Always. Yeah. Always the Dodgers' little brother, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. They've only made the World Series once, and they got absolutely ass blasted by the Yankees. Then again, every team got ass blasted by the Yankees in the 90s.
They did, yeah. That's why I hate the Yankees.
Of course. No matter if you have Tony Gwynn or not. And speaking of a chance to resurge, hey, the Diamondbacks.
They are directly at 500.
Directly at 500. 47 all, 500. 8 games back, 6 of the last 10. Hey, they have a chance.
Game win streak.
Yeah, 6 of the last 10. And you have the San Francisco Giants, 45-49, 479 win percentage, 5 of the last 10, only 10 games back. They could swing everything, in my opinion. I think the Giants can swing this division and really shake it up.
They could.
Yep. And the Colorado Rockies, who somehow aren't the worst team in the National League because the Marlins exist.
Exactly.
And are not the worst team in baseball because the White Sox exist.
Yay! Thank you, White Sox, for being worse than the Colorado Rockies.
33-61, 351 win percentage, only 22 games back. Only.
Oh, is that all? Just 22?
Yep. 4 of the last 10. Yep. And that is it for the standings. That is it for the standings because we know what's coming up on Tuesday. And that is the All-Star Game. But what's before the All-Star Game? I think everyone's favorite test of strength in baseball, and that is the Home Run Derby.
I'm so excited for the Home Run Derby.
I wish this is why Tyler would hurry up, because I'm pretty sure he has a Home Run Derby moment or even an All-Star Game moment. We're going to talk about our favorite All-Star Game, our favorite Home Run Derby moments.
Oh.
Kat, go with it. I know you've got one.
I don't remember what year it was, but there was a kid in the Home Run Derby, and his father pitched to him. Oh gosh, I can't remember the kid's name, but his father pitched to him at the Home Run Derby, and he ended up, I think he made it to the final round, and I'm not good with names. If my father were here, I could be like, Dad,
are you talking about who I think you're talking about? Are you talking about Ken Griffey Jr. hitting the warehouse in Baltimore?
No, but that was also awesome.
because that's my favorite moment in baseball. In the Home Run Derby is Ken Griffey Jr. being the only person to hit the warehouse in Baltimore. The only person so far. And Ken Griffey Jr. is to me one of the greatest players to never win a World Series. He's got to be.
Breaks my heart. That absolutely breaks my heart. Yeah. Because you don't necessarily get to pick what team you're on.
No.
And when you have such a great player, they don't always get sent to the great teams.
No. And to be fair to Ken Griffey Jr., he was still good when he left Seattle, when he went to Cincinnati on his father's team. He wasn't bad. He was still good. Age caught up with him, but he was still good.
Oh, I found it. Robinson Cano's father, Jose, pitched to him for the 2011 Home Run Derby.
Oh, okay.
And I remember that moment where Cano belted one into the stands, and that's when his dad, you could see he had to take a moment to compose himself.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
It was good. It was really good.
Well, Kat, now we're going to get to the All-Star Game. Our favorite moments. And I'm pretty sure you have one.
Gosh. One.
And I'm thinking and being an Orioles fan, I think your favorite one has to be Cal Ripken's last, right?
I get all choked up talking about his last All-Star Game. Cuz I'm a nerd. Cal Ripken blasted a home run in his final All-Star Game, and if I remember correctly, he hit 2.
Yes. Yes, he did.
And
Um,
there are only a few games that I really remember like very specific details of.
mhm,
The one was when Cal Ripken broke the streak, and the other one was Cal Ripken's final All-Star game. And
yeah,
I was allowed to stay up and watch all of them.
nice.
Um because they were like it was Baltimore history being made.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. And for me, um, that the All Star game for All Star, my favorite All Star game moment, has to be, obviously with my dad. No, I never got to an All Star game and watched it live in person. Like at the stadium, but my dad, obviously driving the Blue Rocks around, getting to see a lot of those Kansas City Royals, that 2014 to 2015 team that won the World Series, have that much talent make the All Star game. Uh,
Yeah.
like with Stakis being the All Star MVP, I think that was his proudest moment, realistically. Um, one of these days I'm going to get Dad on the podcast because,
Oh, that
uh,
would be great. Maybe
yeah,
we
because
should do an extra one just for your dad to be up on.
well, again, we'd have to get him on Discord. We have to get him all set up. You give him a mic.
Don't you live
But
close though? We'll just give him all your stuff.
no, I just give him a blue. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out eventually. But that's it. Then afterward, then of course, that was our All Star game moments. Which, and I'm gonna bring them up. They're definitely sponsored by Fubo TV. Fubo TV.
Yay.
Fubo TV is a streaming platform where you can get all your sports and favorite channels all in one place. It's like Netflix. It's like Netflix for your favorite games. So use our affiliate link and subscribe to Fubo TV. Give the show some love.
Yes.
All right,
We could use it.
since Tyler is late, ugh, dang it. We have to get, of course, to the games of the weekend. Which, by the way, and we hate to do this, even though we are going to, there our
Do
games
we
of the
need
weekend
this though?
our games of the weekend are going to be sponsored by Fanatics.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, we got to do it. Fanatics is the official place to get all your fan gear, whether it be the All-Star game, whether it be the preseason because football is about to start up, or if you still have that itch to get your championship merch, like from the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, or if you want to be acknowledged and get some Roman Reigns t-shirts because they have
Yes.
the apparel as well. Use our affiliate link in wherever you get your podcasts. Show the channel some love.
Yes.
All right, Kat. Since it's just you and I, we need to pick we need to pick three. We need to pick 3 games that we're going to be looking forward to come down the All-Star game.
Well, clearly the Orioles Yankees. And I'm going to speak for Tyler and say he's going to watch that too.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind the Phillies A's.
Yeah. Which, speaking of the Phillies and A's, the A's are currently beating the Phillies in the bottom of the 8th.
What?
Currently. Yeah, 6-2. 6-2.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep.
And then let me see. This is a tough one. Ooh. Hang on. Milwaukee, Washington.
Right. All right. That's a good one. And as for me, I'm going Dodgers Dodgers Tigers.
Okay.
Currently is tied at 3, the middle of the 8th. I'm going with the Royals and Red Sox because they're both top teams, top contenders.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna see a pretty interesting contest because I want to see a bloodbath. The Pirates and White Sox. Because and here's the interesting thing about the Pirates and White Sox. The White Sox are leading.
Jeez.
Yep, it's 1-0. It is 1-0 for the White Sox.
Well, okay then. Okay.
Yep. All right. Tyler, you missed the show. Sorry you're late. But at the same time, it's
lost. You got lost.
Come on. So that is it for the Dirt and Turf podcast for the All-Star break. Woo! Very exciting. Here we go, guys. Special thanks to our affiliates: W Energy, Fubo TV, Century PC, Bulletproof Coffee, Fanatics, Sleeves, Duke Cannon Supply Company, Dr. Squatch, and Smackin' Sunflower Seeds.
Indeed.
Yep. Once again, all our links are in the bio wherever you get your podcasts. I'm, of course, Cobra, and on behalf of Cat, we'd all like to thank you for listening to us and play ball.